Today I want to talk about the end of procrastination, increasing willpower, and this is part one of a couple of parts that we'll be talking about. Willpower. Willpower has become a scientific field of research in the last decade or so. And in this article, I want to cover a few important points regarding willpower that will help you do the following. A. Increase the amount of money and satisfaction you make or have. B. Reduce your stress levels. And C, increase your free time. So let's start with A, increasing the amount of money that you make. Willpower is essentially two components. The first is resisting the urge to be distracted by something that does not add up to your desired commitments. The second is the degree to which you stick to generating outcomes and activity towards a set of desired commitments. So number two, which is the degree to which you stick to generating outcomes, is really, partly a standalone factor, but it's also contingent on number one, that is your ability to withstand impulses. So the ability to withstand impulses is really the primary factor in sticking to the program. It will bring you more satisfaction, more money, and more health. So from a simple point of view, the more that you can resist the urge to be distracted, the more time you have to devote to your desired commitment. From a painstaking study of about 200 men and women in Germany, there were about 10,000 momentary reports between morning and night. And this study was done by a gentleman by the name of Wilhelm Hoffmann in Germany. The scientists have concluded that we spend about a quarter of our working hours, about 4 hours a day, resisting desires. Time is not just the ability to make money and increase satisfaction, but the ability to highly leverage your money and satisfaction through imagination, research, inquiry, and innovation. So imagine 4 hours a day when you're not doing that. It's quite a bite out of your day. On a linear scale, if you were to consider that your potential or real hourly rate or business productivity is at least $50 an hour, that is, you're earning at least that for your company that you work for, or if you own the company, that's what you're generating. That represents a loss of about $200 per day per person, or at least $1,000 per week per person, or over a year about $50,000 per year to the company. Now if you own the company and you have 10 people in your company, that represents $500,000 per year of loss or opportunity cost. Now this math, I believe, is actually really quite simplistic, because it undercalculates the real issue, because most productivity is never ever linear. It is mostly non-linear and involves a significant result only after some prolonged focused thinking and effort. So you just don't make $50 an hour every hour. It's really like you focus on something for 10 hours and then you make $500 or to $1,000 in that time frame. And you may not see the money right away, but it might come a little later. But still, the point is that it's mostly non-linear, and it may actually be way more. You may put in 10 hours, and it may actually be way more than $5,000 or maybe $10,000 of potential income that you can get just by exerting that willpower. So the bottom line is, willpower is incredibly important to your bottom line. And one quick strategy to increase willpower, but first some quick understanding about the neuroscience of willpower, then I'll get to the practice or the strategy. Willpower is a function of glucose. The ability to resist impulses primarily rests with the prefrontal cortex part of your brain, which is right here, and the connections between that and the impulse or reactive areas of your brain, which are more in the middle part of your brain, generally called the limbic system. The prefrontal cortex exerts some what I call braking functions, or that is, it tries to rein in the impulse areas or stop it from overreacting. So imagine the prefrontal cortex like the elephant rider and the impulse areas like the elephant. It requires energy to rein in the impulse areas. So if you're depleted because you're multitasking or taking on too many projects at once, because every time you switch from one task to another, your glucose levels literally drop. Or you're making too many decisions all at the same time or in the same time period, and all of which are no-nos. If you're in a coaching program, you'll understand that. But if you're doing that, then what happens is your ability to restrain your impulses, including the ones that distract you a lot, tend to go down, leading to the elephant rider losing control over the rampant elephant. So imagine if you depended on this elephant and the rider to get your work done and make money and increase satisfaction. It wouldn't be very good for you. The takeaway is, and maybe less is more. If you're looking to make more money, train yourself in a team to focus on fewer outcomes or projects being focused on per day. And this will reduce the task switching or the multitasking that goes on and increase the ability to produce more output, real output, increasing your money and satisfaction. So in the next parts, there'll be other parts of this blog series here that I'm doing on willpower. I'll cover more on B, reducing stress, and C, increasing free time. So in the meantime, just think less is more, and I look forward to sharing more with you in the time to come.